Good God Almighty, Kimberly. Hi, this is Kimberly. If you wish to go straight to the videos, there are of course timestamps below in the description. And it won't even make me mad that you have chosen to diss me. Go along now. Have a splendid day. I don't know why I have made this video, the one I'm presenting to you. Why I've made it so complex and difficult. It's just an ordinarily Kimberly video, but as per usual, my thoughts are jumbled. I'm letting things going on that are parallel to my life affect me and my emotions. Hence waking up with a screaming dream last night. I hate that. That is when I know to stop. To stop whatever the hell it is that I'm doing. Just freaking stop, Kimberly. I can hear my mother in my ear, actually. It was yesterday, but it's like she was here with me. And of course, she is dearly departed for those that don't know. As I was gathering trash to go out because it was trash night, but I know that she just kind of pulled me by my shoulders, made me look at her and slapped me across the face. I recalled clear as day when she would say to me, "Worrying is a wasted emotion. If it would help or change anything, I would worry all the time." God, that was so profound to me. I envied the freedom she had in doing that. All I had to do was put it into practice. Or just fucking stop. Stop worrying. Stop worrying. Just think about the waste of it. Like she said, stop letting it take over your life, Kimberly. And something I've had to pull up my bootstraps or my big girl panties or whatever about from time to time, 'cause I'm all human and shit. Remind me to tell you at a later time the text I sent to my granddaughter last night. Poor thing. I was in this really weird mood. Well, you know, I'd been talking to my dead mother and shit, and I have too much of a headache to tell you now about it. Please just allow me to stop babbling about things you have no clue about, and I know I'm making you scratch your head while you silently mouth what the fuck. Probably wouldn't have had a headache if I didn't decide to fucking rearrange my office at 2 in the morning. It's now 2:53 and there's just shit everywhere, but my computer's plugged up. It's more functional. It doesn't look pretty, but it's more functional. It'll stop making me say shit and goddamn it and stubbing my toe and all that. Those things that make my husband upset. And he just silently sits there waiting to know if he's supposed to respond or not. But I just need an acknowledgement that he knows that I've hurt myself yet again. Anyway, forget that. All I can say is, you know you love me, and that I love you. I love very, very deeply, much to the chagrin of my family. Did I say that word right? Once I've decided to love you, you are forever in my circle, and you can carry it with you that someone out there cares. Me, Kimberly. About you, your safety, your feelings, and so on and so forth, and what have you. And then there's one more person that I have to remember not to worry about. Caring and loving people, that's not the same as worrying, Mom. I can hear her now. It's just that you are part of me now. And a light just went out. Mom, will you quit playing with the fucking lights? I have told you about that. Ever since I've been laid up in bed when I had my surgery, I still have 2 more to go. They've not scheduled them yet, but when I had all that time to just be with my thoughts, something within me changed. I like it, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I gave time to my thoughts, I know that. But anyway, please, now. You know, like Pitbull. God, I gotta get back to that too. But now, let me try to explain what I'm doing here with today's video. The purpose of this whole recording thing, right? I was trying to make a timeline of sorts and shit. Well, I'm still trying. It's supposed to be a timeline of betwixt and between, or a variation of, somewhat of all the fucking madness and absurdity and dottiness that was simultaneously underway when Mom and Dad Laundrie of the Year went for a 7 a.m. stroll and inevitably happened upon, purely by coincidence, stumbled upon, unearthed, if you will, quite literally, the personal effects of their esteemed Baldo. We can now stop asking, where's Baldo? Supposedly. Depends on which conspiracy theory you want to go with. But this video, or you know how I love to start a series and then never finish it? Well, this could result in a plurality of parts. It's not entirely in order, but you will get the drift of my imaginative and stylish ass. Yet, my ass keeps forgetting that I am supposed to be working on one flipping project at a time. It was a rule I made for myself long ago, and I've not been following it. I normally don't follow my own rules, but okay, so this project is with reference to the day the whole fucking lid in due course blew the fuck off, and in the excitement and uncertainty that it was now unfolding before our very eyes, that yes, that dirty, nasty laundry did indeed go to hell in a fucking handbasket. Can you hear me smiling? On one hand, it was satisfying, and no, it mostly kind of wasn't. I wanted a long, drawn-out, sordid fucking ordeal of a trial. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing a timeline such as this from the very beginning of the case. That's what I really want to dig into, is Gabby and Baldo's past before they even went on this trip. I have so many half-done videos. Oh my God. Good God Almighty, Kimberly. Good stuff is going to waste because I can't pull my shit together. Just so you know. You're like, well, get it going. Pull it out of your ass. I know, right? But since we aren't going to get a flippin' trial, I'm going to try and put all this shit together that I've been working on and present it in a way that doesn't seem outdated, okay? The Brian Laundrie World According to Twitter, on the day they claim to have identified... Come on, tell us, was that really Baldo? No, really, where is Baldo? Are they sure that smashed up skull they found isn't really Roberta's? They could have mixed up the files at the dentist office. I thought he was a fucking survivalist. What is it? This first part, today's video, I'll just let it speak for itself, since it's an artistic piece. You're not supposed to explain art. You're like, what is she fucking talking about? Yeah, like I'm doing that. I'll just let it speak for itself. But let me know in the comments if you're understanding my artistic piecing together of this seductive and fascinating case. I have found some incredibly good and engrossing videos for you to watch. Stretch it out over the weekend. There's no rush through this video, this series. It's just another one of those Kimberly and chill things, you know, with the crisp fall weather and some tainted apple cider, stuff like that. It's one of those Kimberly entertainment specials that you're like, yeah, I kind of get where she was going with that, but she's all artistic and shit, so it's not totally going to make sense. So, don't be fooled by others that claim they've got good stuff to share with you. They are liars. It's here, guys. Okay? The volume of notes that I have written out is massive. I keep running across stuff and I'm like, I forgot I wrote this. I need to somehow pull my shit together and get it out to you. Like I said, it's going to waste. I will. I have that parallel shit going on that I was trying to explain earlier. Have you ever thought about that we really live parallel lives? I have. Well, I know I do. Anyway, but the volume of notes I have is, like I said, it's huge. I ran across some shit tonight that I was like, wow, Kim, why do you keep going on to something new when you've not finished this? So I ADD, all that, you know. I just have so much that I've wanted to say on this injustice bestowed upon Gabby. in the aftermath that her family is left standing in. I'm outraged, as you know. And then my body doesn't cooperate with my mind. They go in two totally opposite directions, never in tandem, rarely in tandem, always against one another. The to and fro bullshit, yin and yang. But I'll piece it all together for you one day. And I'll still present it, and I'll just have to freshen it up and shit and make it current and relevant somehow. I'm good at that. Some people call it bullshitting, but no. It's, if you're creative, and I am, it's an art form. Let's get started, shall we? I always say that and then I start rambling again. So, don't pressure yourself to watch this all in one sitting. There's a lot of exclusive video that you won't see anywhere else. Like of a kitty cat roaming around outside of the dirty laundry house. I was hoping it would use the litter box on the lanai. I was hoping it would take a shit on their front porch. There's a video of Roberta all dressed up and prancing in front of the house. That was odd. She was sashaying, and I was trying to get a glimpse to see if her skirt was tucked in the back of her pantyhose to humiliate her, but she sashayed into the house too fast for me. Maybe y'all can slow it down. I don't know what that was about. It was after they found their son's shit laying in the wood. Okay, how does he go down to bones, but his notebook is still kind of intact? Whatever. There's just various videos that I have of Mom and Papa Laundrie creeping around the woods at Carlton Reserve, and if that's me, I would have been screaming every time a leaf blew past me, thinking it was a fucking alligator or a hand coming up out of the sand. And I wonder, was his underwear still on his skeleton, or was it naked? And are his parents going to put him on the front porch for Halloween, sitting in a chair, eating half a honeydew melon, and put a marshmallow on a stick for him? You know we like to eat. Oh, wait, marshmallows aren't vegan. I just realized that. They could pitch his tent up in the front yard, and I wonder if the coroner will release him in time for Halloween. That would be fun. This is a case I just can't. Like Chris asshat fuckface perverted booger Watts. Well, ladies, one thing is for sure. You are safe from another nut job now that Baldo went belly up and disintegrated and shit. Talk about an excursion. There's just so much material here and directions to go in and things to delve into. There's so many subgroups that focus on different areas, and I find it intriguing and fascinating and shit, and I go down these damn snake pits. They're not even rabbit holes, and I get lost and scared. You know, Brian Laundrie's family, they're not going to hold a funeral according to Daily Mail. They should have just, he wanted to be one with nature, and he was. They should have left that dusty bag of bones there where he was and said, you know what, fuck it. I would have. Or if the coroner gives his skeleton back, they can get their hot glue gun and put it together and lay it in his bed, and it'll be like old times. They can pretend he's just sleeping. I'm just hoping this whole bullshit is a remarkably early April Fool's joke. I thought he was supposed to be a fucking outdoorsman, a survivalist too. And oh, I've got stuff of Molly Golightly. She's at it again. She's been hanging out all week and all last week doing some dirty laundry at the 24-hour laundromat with her lip injections and shit. They shield her boobs from the harsh Florida sun. Have you noticed that? She looks like she might topple over at times. She's not as tall as I thought. Her boobs are not into proportion of her height. I wonder why she didn't wear her stilettos for the formal protest, knowing good and well she's going to be on national television. She's not a stranger to TV. She was on that, what was it, Swapping Wives thing or something years ago. Look her up. It was pretty entertaining. She would go hang out with her Manny and they would go clubbing and shit, leave her husband home with her son. Do you think, his bones were scattered, they said? See, I'm going back to this. What if they find out he was chopped up by one of those vehicles they were using to go over the water parts? And he was under there and got all, like a lawnmower and stuff went flying. I must say, Weld County, Colorado Police Department, they no longer look like Keystone Cops in comparison. So if you need some comedy relief, go back and watch North Point Police Department interviews in Florida. Talk about fucking up a crime case. You know more and more will come out. They're trying to hide as much as they can. I love watching the interviews that been going on with the Dirty Laundrie's lawyer, 𝚫𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, where he skirts around the issues and avoids talking about complex and awkward shit. Stephen 𝚫𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, attorney at law. Let's list his skills or areas of expertise. You thought he was all real estate. Nah. He knows how to beat around the bush, avoid addressing or tackling main topics. He can discuss a matter without coming to the point. He knows how to not speak directly, frankly, or bluntly about the issue. He can circumvent, bypass, go around in order to have an answer shit. He tap dances. He skates over shit, dismisses, avoids, evades, skims, glosses over, ignores. He ducks, he dodges. Fails to mention. Today's expression is skirt the issue. To skirt the issue means to avoid talking about a complex or awkward topic. We use this when there's something big and uncomfortable that we probably should address one way or another, but we do not address. 𝚫𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, or 𝚫𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, whatever the hell, always skirts around the issue. Whenever someone brings up, well, when was Brian last seen? When was he reported missing? Then he blows the fuck up and starts demanding apologies and ends the interview. I love it when he tangles with Ashley Banfield and Brian Etten. But away we go here. You probably have no clue what the hell I just said. I myself am a bit confused, but this is part one of an assemblage of something. Y'all will know what I mean. If you don't, it really doesn't matter. Just enjoy being here with like-minded people. Damn. Y'all are so blessed with my presentation skills. I do sincerely hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember how awesome you are. Be confident in who you are. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.
On July 18th, a family vacationing at Zion National Park captured some of the final moments in Gabby Petito's life. You can see Brian Laundrie lovingly hold her hand as she crosses the water, which makes it hard to imagine the horror that would take place just 6 weeks later. If you or anyone you know has been in the area that Gabby was during this time, please check your photos and videos.
Petito and Laundrie, who lived with Laundrie's parents in Northport, Florida, embarked on their cross-country road trip in early July, documenting the trip on social media along the way.
We brought Gabby home, but we need justice for her. We need to find Brian. Being able to see a lot of her life online through her YouTube videos and Instagram posts and all of that, I think just made me and many others feel like we knew her.
You have a couple who are young, they're good looking, they're setting out on a multi-month vacation. Second angle then is you have what turns out to be now a homicide of a woman. You know, people are so used to solving a case in 44 minutes every Thursday night on NBC when the show comes on. That's not the way the world works.
I probably spent a good 6 hours a day back the first week. I have heard some people talking about looking on Pinterest and Spotify and the All Trails app, which is a hiking app.
People are saying that Gabby might be in Puerto Rico.
Some people also pointed out how you can see Gabby's hat in the van.
In Gabby's latest Instagram post, her roots are not there. So the next day, September 1st, a whole bunch of songs were added to Gabby's Spotify playlist.
I stick to things that are either reported by news outlets or have physical proof that I can analyze myself and then share about it as unconfirmed.
They take this job really, really seriously. They are fixated on finding this individual to find out if he, in fact, was the individual who did this crime, or maybe someone else was, or maybe someone else and him were. We don't know that yet. But as far as I know, you nor me nor these armchair detectives have any physical evidence that link this yet.
The online sleuthing groups sometimes will generate a lot of noise. It's a lot of data, and it's not necessarily backed up. Well, I'm not saying people shouldn't help. People should. I welcome that. But they need to be careful, because sometimes with missing persons, it can be criminal activity, such as human trafficking, as you could be interfering with an investigation or just causing chaos with the family, which is really not what anybody wants to do. So most people will look at the Facebook, Twitter first, then we'll move into more uncommon platforms. A really good one could be the person's gamer handle. And maybe they saw that they actually were playing a game last week. And from that, we can maybe get their IP address, which is really valuable because that could then give us an exact location.
Hopefully in this case, we're going to get more attention drawn to the issue of missing persons.
People are really appreciative of a space that they can come that's not just watching the news. Now, all I want to do is be able to help people that somebody that they love is missing. With anything on social media, we see that something will blow up and then it kind of deflates. But I hope that we will continue to be able to share.
But there is people that come out here.
A couple of them right there, 12 o'clock.
Fresh footprint?
Yeah, right there. Anybody know if you had boots on or anything? Right there, 12 o'clock
Right.
down there.
Actually going down to the water.
Yep, is right there, but
And we don't see it coming out. We see one going in, but not one coming out.
let's see on the picture. How the hell do we get out of here? Oh, over here. You can hop over right here on the camera.
Oh, yeah, you can walk right
Walk
along.
around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just be careful.
That's weird.
I will tell you there are snakes back here, so just be
That's probably-
cognizant of that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's probably something, maybe a
It's time for me
worker,
to go.
because
You have to
how
go?
many weeks?
I don't like fucking snakes or nature.
Oh, God bless you.
There's snakes out here.
I don't like onions. I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like mustard or nature.
Nice. After you?
No.
Okay, come after me. I'll help you. All right, so what do we got here? What did you bring today, Molly?
I got all these butterfly stickers, butterfly wings, and it says no justice, no peace. And I put all these little lawn lights to light it up. Are you getting all this?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Lawn lights. These are from last time that I came. I put these down for Ginger Lot's mom. Ginger Lot's mom. The original basket's still here with the Monster drink. People have added to it. And I just wanted to let you know, actually, because you posted it on Twitter and I saw it. You had a little chalkboard thing in silver where it says laundries come clean. That was mine. I had that in here.
So you brought the
That was
original
me.
basket, yeah.
Yeah, that was in that basket, but I don't know where that went. So then today,
You
last
said
night,
you put these flowers.
I put these flowers, and then I got this. And I went like this. La 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 la. Dirty laundry. This time I brought ammonia and laundry detergent and some really gross stuff. And then I printed out over 100 of these. And I laminated them so they don't get crusty.
And I saw you place some over there at their door.
Oh yeah.
Over there, and then also the truck window.
And the Mustang, by the plants, the door, the other plants. There's no hiding.
So in 30 seconds.
Yes.
This is your second time here. Why are you here today?
My goal is to beg Roberta Laundrie to come out and speak to the reporters and the press and plead with them to Brian to give himself up. We love you. We hope that you're alive. Please turn yourself into authorities. With that being said, if that happens, it'll be a blessing. I will leave. I will never return. I really want justice for Gabby and her family. Her family, my heart is completely broken for them.
God bless. Thank you. Jonathan Riches, your content. Monday, October 18th, back in front of the Laundrie home. Christopher and Roberto Laundrie live inside there. Pretty quiet down here, El Paso Avenue. Quiet, quiet, quiet. I'm going to show you some things on the property that were recently placed. I'm also going to show you, watch this. So, over the weekend, a picture of Gabby was placed on the driver side window of Christopher's red truck. It is still there, still on there. There's a photo of Gabby right by the front door, still there. So parents probably didn't even come out yet for the last couple days. Look at this, dirty laundry. This was in one of the laundry baskets. It's now on the mailbox. Got a dirty laundry basket in the middle of their front yard. The makeshift memorial, more signs added over the weekend. It continues to grow. No trespassing. They're tired of hiding bodies. Lots of flowers, pumpkins, cards, balloon, stickers. Laundry basket still here. Laminated photos of Gabby. Other signs. I'll show you what. And then on the other side, Better Call Saul, or Better Call Bertolino, dirty laundries, and Brian in a headlock by bounty hunter dog. So this is what's going on. Oh, and what if it was Cassie? What if it was Cassie? What if it was Cassie?
They'll be coming at my kid's school bus stop like that, alright? I know you got this, all this, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on and everything, but you got kids and stuff. It's really affected. It's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Cassie, have you spoken to the FBI or police about what's been happening?
Of course I have.
Thank you.
Just do this next time after the...
Justice for Gabby, her family, mom in New York, dad in Florida. We're out here. We're out here and we'll continue to be out here. God bless.
Chris, on September 1st, when Brian showed up alone, did you think that was strange? Was there anything odd about that? Did you ask him where Gabby was? Is your son still alive? Have you been in contact with him? Where do you think he is? Is he really in that park? Did he really go to the park? Did you help him get to the park or out of the park?
So I'm here at 𝐼𝐴HACHI Environmental Park, and supposedly it just opened today. So being I live just minutes from here, I figured why not take a trek through here, because you know, this was where the Mustang was dropped off. So so far I'm just doing a simple walkthrough, and so you can see it's a very peaceful park. I absolutely love it, to be honest. I'm also checking everything, and I mean everything, from the walk bridges, and right now I'm even checking under them to see if there's anything of interest, you know. I'm seeing these little pink flags, but that might have been from enforcement or authorities. And nothing of interest here. So yeah, I'm out here now, and there's 3 trails, red, white, and yellow. So each trail goes a different way. So I'm checking all 3 of them, but for now, nothing of interest, of course. But you know, even when authorities search these places for days and days, there's still something that can go miss. So it doesn't hurt to check these places. Alright, so if I find anything of interest, I'll be posting.
Why today? Why did the parents choose today to go to the preserve?
Wednesday morning started with Brian Laundrie's parents searching the 𝐼𝐴HACHI Creek Environmental Park, which is attached to the Carlton Reserve.
You'd have to ask them why they chose to come. They did not indicate to me last night that they would be there. They just, again, thanked me for the heads up. The preserve was only open to the public as of yesterday. So my clients reached out to me and informed me that they wanted to go into the preserve this morning. And I thought it would be wise to notify law enforcement of their intentions. I did so by text to my contact in the Northport Police Department, and they responded with thank you for the heads up. And then they met my clients there this morning.
Why did they meet your clients there?
I presume they thought it would be a good idea just to accompany them in. They knew the press had been following my clients for weeks and weeks on end.
Is this a new area that the parents hadn't informed authorities about before?
No, not at all. Indeed, this is the very area of the park that we initially informed law enforcement on, I believe it was September 17th, that Brian would be most likely in the preserve in this particular area, as I know it, near the bridge. I think it's the bridge that might connect the 𝐼𝐴HACHI Environmental Park with the Carlton Reserve.
Wasn't expecting this, but I had sent some tips yesterday. I don't know if indeed it's what I sent in or what somebody else sent in. A lot of people were here yesterday. Keep in mind, the park was open to everybody yesterday, so you know. But anyhow, clothing was confirmed to have been found here, a clothing bag, and authorities in the helicopter have been in the one spot probably for a good 5 minutes now. So definitely something of interest has been found, and medical examiners have been called out.
It is
Crossing
police tape now going up, and it looks like they are establishing an area, a perimeter, to prevent anybody from coming, not ensuring that nobody steps into this area that could contaminate a scene that is now going to be quite literally microscopically dissected. We are hearing, of course, reports out there that are circulating that forensics teams are out there, that there was another vehicle, another mobile command style vehicle that went into the Carlton Reserve. It was the biggest one we've seen yet.
Does not look like they need the tent to cover anything. It is simply a way, almost like a fence post, so that they can protect a particular area. And if we're going to do some presuming here, we can think that they have remains in one area and perhaps want to make sure that if bones were carried off, they have a safe perimeter where they don't want anyone to walk.
So fortunately, one of your rival news people were there with a camera. And I say fortunately because, some people don't believe how the events laid out today. But Chris and Roberta walked into the preserve. It is my understanding that they were followed closely by the 2 law enforcement personnel. And when I say closely, certainly within eye shot. And as they went further in, Chris ventured off the trail into the woods. He was zigzagging in different areas. Law enforcement was doing the same thing. And Roberta Laundrie was walking down the trail. And I believe that is on some video to some other news outlet. At some point, Chris locates what's called a dry bag.
Maybe to get it out.
That's a federal. That's the FBI.
The dry bag is a white bag, is laying in the woods, I'll say 20 feet or so off the trail. According to Chris, it was in some bramble. Chris didn't want to pick the bag up because he wanted the law enforcement to see it. This was caught on camera. Chris couldn't find the law enforcement because they were then out of sight because Chris had been in the woods. So he didn't want to leave the bag there with the news reporter standing nearby. So he picked it up. He did meet up shortly with law enforcement. They looked at the contents of the bag. At that time, law enforcement officers showed him a picture on the phone of a backpack that law enforcement had located also nearby and also some distance off the trail. At that point, the Laundries were notified that there was also remains near the backpack, and they were asked to leave the preserve.
I don't think they're worried about the general public out there. I think they're worried about other officers. And now they can search that one area. I don't know how you calculate something like that. A forensic expert would be able to tell us that. How big of an area do you worry about bones being taken? This is horrible to talk about, but bones being taken after the person has died. How big of an area do you need to cordon off in order to find other remains?
Was this a very deep way or distance into the preserve?
No, Mr. Laundrie informed me that it was quite near the entrance. He didn't put an exact distance on it. He put a time frame of about 30 minutes in. But I would guess it could be a mile or two into the preserve.
Justice for Gabby Petito's family. Justice for Gabby.
The explanation that the FBI gave today certainly makes sense. If that area was underwater one can certainly understand why you might not have been able to find the items that were located today.
If these remains are underwater, that's actually kind of a mixed blessing.
If that water had cleared, 2 weeks ago, perhaps could have circled back and looked again. Perhaps they meant to. Perhaps they were further deeper into the park and never got back to this park. Because it is so near the entrance, Chris and Roberta went to this area first, and as happenstance was, they stumbled upon these items.
Has it risen? Has it fallen? That sort of thing. And why did the water suddenly recede at this point in time? What's happened? Was there a dam release? The remains essentially can actually be protected to a certain degree, as opposed to having been on top of the ground where scavengers could have gotten to.
Two choppers now, hovering outside 𝐼𝐴HACHI Creek Environmental Park.
They're getting a look now in through the trees. A disclaimer, we don't know what we're going to see here. This is live from Eagle 8 HD.
There's a table. Is that a table or a vehicle?
It does look like a table.
Hey, Alexis.
Masa, I'm going to mute your mic. So, hard to see. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to unmute you, Masa. Hold on. I have an idea. Hey, Jim, any opportunity to open up the exposure on this camera, even though it's going to blow out the image? Is there any chance that you could open it up and we could see a little bit more detail there into what we're looking at?
That's about as good as I can get without blowing it out too much to where it's washed out.
10-4, Jim. Thank you. So there. Okay, now we can make out. Individuals. You can see team members there. Looks like they're looking down at their phones.
Is it possible to determine if it were a suicide, would we be able to?
I think it might be a mystery unless it is a gunfire related suicide, self-inflicted, to a solid area like the skull. Soft tissue is going to be greatly compromised in this case. Hard to rule out hanging, and certainly toxicology is going to be very difficult.
After 40 years in the Bureau, you develop a nose for these kinds of things. You heard what the special agent in charge in Tampa said. Decode it for us.
I think what he's saying is that it's him. The FBI is very conservative about making public announcements. He's covering his base. It's going to wait till DNA is done. The FBI doesn't want to say it's him, and they look like a fool later when they find out it's not him. It's him. There's no way it's not him. I think the strange thing about it is the parents go out and find it. That raises a lot of questions for me, and I don't want to cast any disparagement upon anybody, but it's a strange situation, and we just let this thing play out a little bit.
Apologize to Gabby's family. Apologize, Laundrie family. Christopher and Roberta, apologize to Gabby's family, the Schmidt family, the Petito family. Apologize. Shame. Shame. Shame on you, Laundrie family.
I am
Shame.
so pissed off right now. You don't even want to know. We don't know.
Shame.
Get out here. Kudos to you! Kudos to you! End this now! You have the power to end this now!
Stop speaking out the blind!
Why are you listening to this moron attorney?
Come out and talk to the media! Give them an answer! Come out to talk to us and we'll leave! Stop peeking out those blinds!
Come back again! You'll never hear my name again. This is the only victim here! You'll never hear my name again.
This is the only victim here! You are not the victim. Your son
You'll
is
never
not
be the
victim. Gabby is the only.
For your own daughter to say, I don't know if my parents were involved, In a way, that seems like quite an admission.
It's almost an indictment.
What if it was Cassie? What if it was Cassie? Dirty laundries, dirty Roberti. What if it was Cassie? Justice for Gabby and her family and all victims of domestic violence.
And she took them and threw them away.
I want to give a big shout out to Cassie. Thank you for the Wendy's, the drinks, the French fries, the burger, and the nuggets. We're out here. We're going to be out here for most of the night, so we're going to be exhausted. This helps put fuel in our tanks. So I just want to tell a big shout out to Cassie. Thank you so much for all you do to help support us.
Let the record be clear. The Laundries reported Brian did not come home the night he went out for the hike. I actually reported that to the FBI personally. Friday the 17th, the FBI called me. We didn't call them. They called me and said, we have a tip that Brian was seen in Tampa and we want to see if he's in the house. After some back and forth, we agreed on a time. At 6:15, Friday the 17th, the FBI was going to come to the house. During that conversation, with agreeing on the time, I said to them, if you got a tip, where did this come from? Because a member of the Northport PD gave a press conference the night before and said, we know where Brian is. He was asked again, do you know where Brian is? He said, we know exactly where Brian is. I immediately called my clients and said, hey, was Brian picked up? Do you know where he is? Because I don't know where he is. How do they know where he is if we don't? And that was on Thursday. On Friday, when the FBI came to the Laundrie residence, we then said, yes, we will fill out a missing persons report. And that got twisted as though the family waited until Friday to report him missing.
The circumstances, I think, first of all, this is difficult news for any parent to receive. How are your clients doing?
I've been using the word distraught for the last couple of days now, and, they're extremely upset. And for some unknown reason, there are still people outside of their home, yelling and screaming and causing a ruckus, which, any parent that's grieving the loss of a child should not have to deal with that.
People showed up to Brian's parents' home in Northport on Wednesday night screaming and yelling.
And what can you share about that conversation?
Not much. Any conversation I had with Brian Laundrie is privileged. I can tell you that, Chris and Roberta have been worried about Brian Laundrie since Brian went out for the hike on that Monday. And, from there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of accusations. A lot of news outfits have proliferated that misinformation. And I firmly believe that's why these protesters are out there, because this has just become a circus, which there was no need for it to be that way.
Hey, good. Who's this?
They wanted to know if Chris came out.
Oh yeah, Chris. Oh, yeah. Chris pulled up in his truck, and I'm the bullhorn lady. I'm the one that's been yelling at him every time.
I'm the other lady that's yelling.
Yeah. But I'm here every day. She came from Hershey, Pennsylvania to hang out with us.
Yeah, I live in Hershey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on here is just insanity.
Yeah,
Insanity on
it's
top of
selfish.
insanity. But I'm telling you, Chris is ready to break. We broke Cassie. We broke her.
Yeah.
We've been working on this family here. I'm the one that is suing him over the sign.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's her.
Yeah, I'm the $40 lady.
You want to know that? Hey.
I filed suit against him for ripping the what if it was Cassie's sign?
He doesn't like it.
That's right. Yep. So we got him. So I'm suing him for that $40. I helped contribute to the cost of that. Help construct it. My time, my energy, my mileage.
Just to get him.
You know.
Gonna get his
But
wheels
they wanted me to replace the sign. I said no.
Wow.
I got something a little better. It's all about breaking this family down. We need them broke down. We need them to break. Once they break this case, like Cassie broke, but she didn't have as much information. These people here have a hell of a lot more information than Cassie. And I'm telling you,
of
once this family breaks, this case will break open. This case will break open. We can finally get justice for Gabby, you know. But I'm telling you, we need them to break. We need them to break. No,
It's terrible. It's a nuisance for everyone's getting fed up.
yeah, the neighbors. Some of the neighbors are cool. Actually, there's a lot of neighbors that are cool with it because they saw this girl every day too. You know, there's like 1 or 2 neighbors on the street that are irritated with us, but we figured if they were breaking, then this household here is breaking. You know, so they're kind of our what is it, gauge? Gauge of effectiveness. So, but we appreciate your support. We're just going to clean up. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming out and showing support. Thank you. Thank you so much. Get out of the road and let these people. Thank you.
What do you make of the suggestion that Mr. Laundrie planted the bag and the backpack?
In nice terms, it's hogwash.
There were theories put out that maybe Brian's parents planted the evidence.
I took those claims to the family attorney, and he says, quote, "It's nonsense. People with nothing else to do are afraid this case will go away and they will have to go back to following celebrities and others in the fake world of the internet."
Would the authorities have known what they walked onto the trail with?
Absolutely. They met them at the gate or somewhere nearby. They walked in with them. And more importantly, Chris, this is what I said. Fortunately for the Laundries, the press was following them in the whole time.
What were your clients' reaction to what happened while they were there?
You know, that also was caught on video, and, you know, it's quite sad. You can imagine as a parent finding your son's belongings alongside some of the remains, and that's got to be heartbreaking, and I can tell you that they are heartbroken.
It just doesn't look right that the parents haven't wanted to cooperate, that Brian didn't want to cooperate, that they wouldn't want to talk to the other family. So you can understand why people would be suspicious about their actions.
Absolutely. And, you know, now's not the right time to talk about, you know, the situation with Gabby, but the family was following my directions. I told them not to talk to anybody, not to say a word. I was the intermediary between the family and law enforcement. And that's why we're confident that, you know, law enforcement, specifically the FBI, was informed. Brian did not come home that night. Whatever played out in those 3 days after that, that's on the police and the FBI. That's not on the family.
Well, the search for Brian Laundrie ramping up, and we saw it with our own eyes on Wednesday from morning into late at night. We know investigators were searching the 𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐻 Creek Environmental Park. This is we're learning new information from Brian Laundrie's attorney, Stephen Bertolino. He tells us when Brian Laundrie's parents were out here on Wednesday morning searching for Brian, he says Brian's dad found a bag. This as the FBI believes they found what appears to be human remains, plus belongings of Brian's. We asked Brian's family attorney if Brian's remains were found. He said, quote, "No comment." The FBI confirms they plan to be out here for days, saying the park is closed to the public, and the attorney for the Laundrie family saying they're not going to make any more comments until forensic identification is done in what the FBI believes to be human remains.
Was Brian Laundrie's dad the one to plant the remains and items found on the reserve? After 5 weeks of law enforcement searching this area with drones and canines, Christopher Laundrie volunteers to join the search and ends up finding a dry bag containing a notebook belonging to his son, Brian Laundrie, within half an hour deep in the bushes of a 30,000-acre reserve, leaving many people to wonder how he found this item so quickly and if he somehow planted these discoveries when the park was open to the public the day before. 2 days ago, Chris Laundrie was seen delivering a package to FedEx. Could it be that he mailed a package to a friend to do the dirty work of planting the item for him so that he could retrieve it the next day?